Okay, so let us catch up. I'm going to recap a little bit of where we left off. I want to know. So we left off that just finished your summer. Your class had went well. So I wanted to know how the rest of the summer went.
Okay. I got my grades, and it was a B.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, yeah, it was a B. And apparently, when I looked at the bright space, because so-called all of a sudden the bright space after I so-called saw my grades that day on the Tuesday, somehow that bright space class little thing on bright space closed. It disappeared, and then like I don't know how many days after it also opened back up. And then I so-called saw that like for the second lesson plan I was supposed to still submit it, but she didn't really say anything about it, so I didn't submit that one. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird that she didn't mention anything. But you got a B, so you passed, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. She didn't mention anything about the second one, even though she said she's not able to come see me. In that little note, she said even though she wasn't able to see me, I was supposed to so-called submit a second one. But she didn't say anything, so I didn't submit a second one. But, yeah.
Yeah, and I know you had trouble contacting us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, as long as you passed and you're good to go to the next one, I guess there's not much about that. But that's good.
Yeah, she never like when we were talking about how she might not be able to come the last week of that program. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe that's something that might forward of my professor's not able to do. Just in case.
Because like if I were to put in another one, it wouldn't like it would be the one I had before when I during that spring semester, like the spring school year, and when it was in April, that toward the end of April to the early June, that one was the second grade one. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For that lesson plan.
Yeah. Okay. And how did the rest of your summer go after you got your grade?
I will continue going to the working for the daycare, and then like the 3 days I was off, I would mostly just stayed home.
Were you able to get some rest?
Kind of not really. Kind of like yeah. I would mostly some of the time I went to the doctors or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, at least you're taking care of your health. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully rest as the days go on. How is your semester going now? I mean, I know we're only one day in, but
yeah. For me, so-called ticket 2, the Tesla 343, that one I'm retaking, and somehow it was the same professor again for this semester.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He somehow got the class again, and so everything for his class is the same as last fall. I took it last fall too, so everything's the same. I didn't do any of the stuff yet, but the first assignment due is a quiz for him, and then a discussion board next week. And it's due on Sundays for his assignment. Like for the discussion boards, I have to so-called type something on for Thursday, do Thursday, and then reply on Sunday for those discussion boards. And then there's the let me find for my other class, the early ed class, the discussion the Brightspace class didn't open yet for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll open the first day of class.
So of course tomorrow. And usually they're open they're open already, but for some reason this class is still not open.
Yeah.
And it's in the afternoon. This class is so-called a hybrid class, so that one I don't have the syllabus for. I don't have the syllabus for that class yet because they're not open and the professor didn't send anything at all.
What are kind of your plans for your next semester?
So-called one is fully online, and then the other one is so-called meet every other week, so hybrid. So-called this week is the first meeting for that other class that didn't open yet. On the Brightspace. So-called next week is online, or I think it should be online since it's hybrid. The assignments will be online, no meeting in person. So that week, so-called now I'm working Wednesdays again. This be 8 to 1. So and the class is 4:15 to 6:55. So I'm planning to do tutoring after I'm done with the daycare. Have some tutoring, and then go to class after. Yeah.
And then, are you able to keep track of your assignments? Stuff? Has that been a challenge for you before?
I think it was so-called when I took this 3-4-3, it was really kind of like understanding the assignment. I just sent you the syllabus. Let me try to send the other assignments.
Thank you. I got you. Ooh, you already have an assignment.
Yeah, and when I did it the first time around, I apparently didn't do that well.
Can you redo
it? Since I'm taking this class, I'm really just redoing it, kind of really.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought because I'm looking at your syllabus. It would be nice if I still look at them. I'm looking at your syllabus right now, and it's quiz 2.
Yeah, that one is so-called. I get 2 chances to take it.
Okay. Okay. So we have quiz 1.
And the first one is so-called open book.
Oh, we love those.
And it's so-called based on a YouTube video we're supposed to watch. So.
Okay. I know you said that your main was breaking down the sentence.
Yes, and then this time around, he's able to provide us examples. Before, when I took this class, he didn't provide any examples at all.
Oh wow!
Until toward the end, toward the end of the so-called final project, that's when he really provided that's examples. So I was struggling with it. And so-called, I wasn't really understanding the assignment, so that's why I didn't really pass this class. I passed, I so-called got a D, which is not really a passing for this class.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. I mean, so I know you know how to take, but if for whatever reason, like with this breaking down the cycle method.
Yeah, that one, when I took it the first time around, let me see, that one, I didn't really pass that one.
Uh-huh.
Let me see what I got on it because I didn't do that well on it. Was last fall. I so-called got a 20% because it was late and then I didn't really follow the instructions and then ask for help for that for that assignment.
Okay.
It was so-called late and then I wasn't really following the directions for that assignment. Let me send you the thing for the assignment.
Okay, sounds good. I'm curious, do you have any pets?
No. I sent you the first major assignment.
All right, sounds good. You. Let's review it together, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna share my screen.
Sure.
This was this is okay. You will apply what you have learned. So it's really asking you to do two things, right? The first thing is to analyze strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is to make suggestions. And you have to make sure to break it down into different sections based on the test.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, are you learning about psychrometrics in your class, or is there a book or an article?
Yeah, there was a book. It's so far on a book and videos.
Right, because that's going to be key too. Is the book or videos easily identifiable with like the heading of like, oh, psychometrics of this section of the test or psychometrics of vocabulary? Have you? Yeah.
So far it's the same book I had last fall since it's the same professor, so everything is like really the same stuff. I just sent you also the what I got on the assignment.
Yeah.
I
Well,
s-
sorry.
yeah, I sent the thing I turned in for the assignment. It's how so called he annotated with the what was wrong with it. So called, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the way I did was somehow wrong. I thought I was like getting the idea of it, but somehow it's not really what he wanted. The so-called this assignment is so-called based on the little other worksheet I sent with it, that other PDF. It's so-called based on that little placement test-ish thing. Oh yeah, the so-called that one. That's so-called what I was like doing the assignment on, like giving feedback-ish on this test thing. But somehow I wasn't really getting the idea of it for some reason. And you could see the feedback on it too. That's why I was meet for when I first did this, I wasn't meeting with Meta yet. I was only meeting with another tutor from Trio, and like we weren't really understanding the assignment, and then I didn't go meet with the professor to ask for help in the beginning until like later on with the other assignment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like the only reason, um, so it kind of looks like the only reason why you didn't get more points is we're supposed to be more than one scale per section. Um, there's like, okay.
The second one.
Yeah.
And the first one you click was so-called the thing I was supposed to do this assignment on.
Oh.
That's the so-called thing I'm doing the assignment on. Like do the feedback.
Yeah. The placement.
Yeah.
But your professor didn't seem to like have any questions on your analysis.
But somehow, the feedback is it didn't follow the directions, didn't ask questions, and then like that was late. So that, like, out of 30 points, I got 6 for that first assignment.
Yeah. So, but like your analysis of the material was good. His main critique, from what I could see, was that the section you did have to have a score for each of these subsections.
I thought I kind of did, but somehow it wasn't really the correct way.
Yeah, he's saying that you only had one overall score because and that overall score was based on whether or not they had each section.
I
Like,
thought, I think the way I had it was that I thought it was so-called with each of those words is how I was supposed to do it, but yeah, the way I did it was.
yeah, and but I mean, it's something important for me to take away too is that again, we didn't seem to have an issue with your analysis. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was not just scores; it was that, and it was things.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I mean, maybe if you improve the score of your analysis, be a little bit longer, maybe a little.
I thought I kind of did when I so-called was writing the paragraphs. uh, yeah. I thought I kind of did because when I was doing those little paragraphs, I was kind of like saying, kind of connecting it to those words. But the way I had it wasn't.
So as someone who doesn't know your class, has no connection to what you're doing in your assignment, I would not be able to tell that this is what you're doing. Yeah. I know that you rated something, like I can tell that. That's the criteria here, but I would not be able to figure out that this is something that you were. But I don't think that you have to do this with right? It's a matter of appropriate stuff. Did you have questions about the design? You said you did, right, with Meta?
No, when I had first took this class, I wasn't meeting with Meta at all until like this semester. Yeah, this school year, not this school year. Like this year. This past spring, I started meeting with Meta. So like, for this assignment for this school year, the fall, I didn't meet with Meta to talk about this assignment yet. But this was the one I did last fall. So this is the grade I have for it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go.
Yeah.
It's also not fun to have a professor ask a question. Because I know sometimes other speakers are difficult to ask about.
Yeah, because even though I can meet him, but like his little time for meeting is not like time I can really meet him. Even though so-called on the syllabus now, the meeting times are like certain days, and I don't think I can meet him on that time. Even though he said he can meet you like if you want to schedule a time to meet with him on Zoom, he can try to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, are you comfortable with not that you need help yet, but if for whatever reason you want to ask questions about the assignment again, are you comfortable reaching out and like, hey, I can't during those times, but another time?
Yeah, because like when I did so-called when I was taking this class last fall, I was when toward the end of those some assignments, the third one or the second one, those term papers stuff. Um, that's when he really gave the examples because I was struggling with that other assignment for this class, because there was no example at all, and you usually have to kind of like look at the example to see how I'm supposed to write it. Yeah. This time around, he provided us a example of how we're supposed to do it. I think like when the students took this class last fall, kind of like said that too. So that for that assignment, he now provides an example for it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you want to like, create an outline for this paper with me now just to get started?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna open a Google Doc. And then you can compare this to the example that he gave you just to see if it matches up. And if it does, and whenever you're ready to start writing, it's something that have to wait. And as someone who's in the class and has done the assignment and has learned from last semester, please let me know if I'm interpreting the assignment wrong. And there's something else that I need to include. But just so I can explain myself correctly, I'm going to base the breakdown on this part of what he's talking about, because it sounds like he's giving you specific ways that he wants the paper to be organized.
Yeah, because also for this one, this assignment, there's no example. Only the other one where like there's so many parts, like 5 parts, and then the 5 parts is like separated in self-evaluation, and then like a peer review, like peer assessment of your classmate. Last time when I took this class, since all my assignments were late, for like second to the fifth one, I only did like my own assessment, so that's why. And then most of the assignments are turning them in late. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna not do that this semester.
Yeah.
That's why you're meeting with me. That's why you're gonna meet with the tutors. And if we make this breakdown, I know this assignment is to the 18th, I believe, of next month or something like that, or the 13th. Somewhere in early September. So if we start working on it within the next week and the tutors, we should be able to have it in on.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially you want to start exactly how he says. I'm not gonna break anything out of there.
Mm.
You want to begin brief introduction. Let me check. You want to start with a brief introduction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's asking you these things. Give me a summary of what you understand. So that's one. Right? That's one thing you have to answer.
Mm-hmm.
What have you given to? How would you approach the analysis? Should be a nicely written paragraph. So he even tells you how long it should be.
Mm-hmm.
So in parentheses, I'm going to put no more than 2 paragraphs. If you go a little bit over, let's say 3 paragraphs, I don't think he'll take away points, but he sounds like he's a professor that's very specific about what he wants you to put on the paper.
Yeah, that's what was happening in the last fall when I took it.
So we're gonna do that. So give a summary of what you exam to be. Who would it be given to? Is the other thing you're answering? And how would you approach it? It's the last thing. So you want to make sure that you're able to answer all these things in your introduction. So when you read your introduction, when you have your paper written, you want to make sure that you get this information from that.
Mm-hmm. Then
after the intro, it says he wants things organized by subs. I don't know. It says he wants things organized by subscale. Did you see that? So it says by psychometric criteria. So he wants each section to be based on practicality. And then in that section, you're going to say this section of the test had this practicality score. This other section of the test had this practicality score.
I think so cool with that little part, that second bullet point, it was so cool with those words of like practicality to the word washback with those little words in the criteria. That part I didn't so called include. I did the ratings, I just didn't include that part in the paragraphs. I got the numbers just in that part. That part I didn't have for the paper.
Wait, write several paragraphs at least. The original test determined. Okay. So the first thing we're going to break it down to is after you give the brief introduction, you're going to go into practicality. So you're going to provide an analysis for each section test. So you have to choose 5 sections to analyze, right?
I think I went through the whole test when I was still doing the little thingy. Yeah, I went through the whole thing, and I think it's just toward the end of in my little essay, the ones where he put the little blue text and highlight in my little thing. That's the parts I needed to add. The so-called with those words
Okay.
of grading them.
Oh, so you have to do these listening. Then you choose 3.
Because in the several paragraph, that part, it had the so-called tip with the criteria. Those little words from the practech, that one to the washback, those were the so-called the other little parts of that I needed to add to those paragraphs I had.
Yeah, those were the okay.
Even though I so-called had given them like a 1 to 5 for those little paragraphs, I needed to add that part. It's toward the later paragraph. In those little parts. In the third paragraph. Toward the end too.
Okay. So
And I think that's the part how I got confused of what's supposed to happen with that one, that whole part of the directions. I got the little number ratings, just not the with those other scores of stuff.
yeah, and I think that's what we're gonna try to make sure we organize, because that's the tip that he gives you here, is to make sure that each of these little sections is its own thing. So if we start with practicality scores for each section, so let's say you're doing vocabulary, grammar, and then you're required to do listening, speaking, comprehension. So each of your, so here's the scale of practicality, right? You have to give a practicality score to all these aspects of the test. Not only do you have to give the score, but you have to point out what are the strengths of each section. Now that he wants you to analyze the strengths and weaknesses. So what are the strengths regarding practicality for these sections? And what are the weaknesses?
I think for this little part, I also would needed to do this again for the second assignment with all the different parts. I was also using this idea of giving the feedback of the good and bad part of it.
Yeah, I did see that you were doing that. So those are little things that you can take too, so you don't have to completely start over when you're this. Say, I noticed this weakness. Actually, don't quote me on that, because I don't know if you've heard the term self-plagiarizing, but I'm not sure if, because you've already turned this paper in, your professor will not want you to use any of the ideas you have on there already. So maybe it would be best to just start from scratch.
Okay.
So then take the reliability. Scores for each section of the tests. And we would do the same thing. And that's essentially what you'd be doing, but for each psychometric property.
Okay.
Validity, conferences. Because in the book too, I don't know if you've noticed from what you read, there should be a like description of like, this is a good example of a score having good authenticity. I mean, of a test having good authenticity.
Yeah, what's so called in they have their own little paragraph each for those words.
Yeah, and then you can use that to compare it to what you're looking at. So, and then that's how you identify the strengths and weaknesses for each section. You want to make sure you're referencing that. And yeah, I think so. Well, he wants it. So we have those sections that we have.
Yes.
And then, for your opinions of the scores and suggested changes, examples from the test, which you did really good on this on your original paper. The little things that I read, you were using very detailed information from the test. So that's something that you doing, right? So identify specific, analyze, and that's also oh, he wants you to use this table exactly. That's interesting. Did you understand? I didn't even catch that till right now. So he wants you to include this table in your paper.
Oh, I think I didn't notice that either. Even though so-called, I noticed the 1 to 5 part, but not that part.
Yeah, I couldn't never right now that we're reading. So and this is something that you did last time too, identify specific changes that you would make to analyze. But it's just something to keep in mind as we go through sections. You know. And at the end, summarize using the table. And then end with a thoughtful. Discuss what you learned, whether you thought this assignment was worthwhile, for improving the assignment, and any other comments you think are important. Don't be brute. You'll enjoy them. Help on the paragraph. Okay. And then he wants you to end. So does this, oh, I have to check this. But does this visual help you understand a little bit more of like what your paper should look like?
I don't see it yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm showing you your assignment. I haven't been, I'm so sorry. I just realized I haven't been to it, but you probably have no idea what I'm.
I was just looking at the assignment sheet.
Well, thank you for trying to follow along. This is what I did.
Uh-huh.
This is one section, right? And I'll highlight that. This is another section. Another section. Another section. Another section. This is something he's asking you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is summarize using the table and the syllabus, and then lastly the conclusion, which again I just copied and pasted. So it's specific about what you wanted to include in there. And so each of these is like a different section of your paper. And yeah, this is another way to like like, is this helpful for you to like start organizing your ideas?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna share this with you. And I guess just a suggestion too would be to like try doing the first part of the paper, so like in and mentality, and see how you feel, and see if any questions come up about organization or content, and ask those questions to your professor. Like, for example, like I wrote this part of the paper, and I had a question about if I'm including all the sections or something like that. Just so he can give you feedback, and then at the end of the semester, you can make the same comment of like, oh, you didn't ask. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But again, just a suggestion. I'm here for whatever happens. Figure out a way to take it forward. I am looking to see this now. But also, please, if I'm never like not showing you what I need to show you, feel free to let me know. Discussion board. You're okay with your discussion boards? You're able to do those okay?
So-called let me see. The so-called first discussion board for next week is the kind of like the start. I think that's like the start of the other assignment. It was like yeah, it's like the topics of what yeah, that's the beginning of the second assignment, the major assignment, the term paper thing.
Oh, how many pages? Um, he doesn't give you a page limit.
I think for that one, he did. Yeah, it seems so. Don't have a page limit for this first assignment.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it does. Up on top, it says like probably about 4 to 5 double
Oh,
space on the top.
there's something else here that what is it? Uh, says write up your analysis of the original test. Oh, never mind. I would also, Mandy, I would
Yes.
look at, uh, I would look at your rubrics
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that we have all the information here that would answer the rubric.
Okay. Yes.
So that way we make sure that we're hitting every point that he's made.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make Oh, what's your shit? Um, so yeah, I would compare like this right up to the rubric and see if you hit every section that he's gonna grade you on.
Okay.
Yeah, just to make sure that we're answering everything. But I think this is a good start.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And you already submitted a tutor request form?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Is there any other questions you have for any of your classes or anything?
I think really for now it's so-called the other one that I'm taking as a hybrid, that early ed class. Somehow they did the professor, she so-called is the some kind of part of the department of the education. She's not like a really I mean she's a professor, but she's also something else too.
Mm-hmm.
She and somehow maybe she forgot to open her class stuff up for some reason.
Do you maybe want to send her an email and ask? Is that something that you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. If you want, do you want to do it now so that we?
Because so-called when I was trying to click on her little email, I was like not sure was that really her email, even though I did quote so-called search for the email stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have the email?
Even though I have her email, isn't like I have to go to Newport and then click that little thing and then it pops me to like
Oh,
because I don't really she didn't set anything at all to like communicate with the students for the class yet, so I don't know
okay.
nothing at all from her.
So yeah, the only thing we can do is try to send the email or wait to see what happens in class. Well, you said it was the first class was virtual, right?
It's in person, I think, because and it's so called on the LW hall, that little building, and it's on the second floor in 2005. So-called meeting tomorrow at 4:15 to 6:55.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you could also wait, see what happens in class. If
because yesterday I just bought the book and so-called on the online bookstore. So-called I clicked to send me an email to notify me if there's a book stuff. But
mhm,
that little bookstore somehow didn't send me an email at all too. So I just bought the book for that class yesterday with
mhm,
my book voucher money. Yeah.
okay. That's good. Yeah, I mean, if you can, I would suggest sending an email just to make sure, like, hey, I noticed that the class isn't open yet. I was wondering when it would be open, or when the syllabus would be available. And then you could say, I look forward to class on tomorrow. But also, it's understandable if it's one way and see what happens. That would.
Yeah, because so-called that's a hybrid, and then like I'm not sure how they want that class because I think this week for sure is meeting, and then next week I think we're not meeting, and then the week we meet again, that kind of idea.
Okay.
So I'm not sure
So
if this class will have a final or not, or something like that, because the way it's formatted, it mostly might be essays for that one. Not sure because I don't have the syllabus. Yeah. So this one meet every other week kind of for that other one. That's in person.
Okay. So how about this? How about we schedule a second for next week just to see how the syllabus for that class is looking, and then see if there's any questions that we have that maybe then you can ask your professor. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. One second. So next week I am available in the morning on Monday, in the morning actually this is when I'm available. So any of these times work good for you?
I think the 11:15.
On Tuesday?
Yeah.
Is Mandy your preferred name?
Yeah. The main way is so-called my Chinese name.
And then do you want it to be Google Meet in person or phone call?
I think maybe Google Meet too.
You're all set. Okay, Mandy. I wish you luck on the rest of the week for your first semester.
Yes.
As well. And we'll check in next week, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.